oon monesti ajatellut kyllä. Tähän täytyy vaikka pasiten kirjat kategorian minä vai?
Siis tää on almost kategoria. Aluparilla pelataan.
Joo. Juhani. Hyvä.
Se ei olisi initialakin. Viime kun edin maratonista, niin mulla ei sellainen melkein 7 freimiä initialakin mieleen.
Juhani. Vittu kun nää on sekaisin nää loput. Ei me sua täällä tarvita.
Ette tarvii.
Ei.
Mä tarvii. Mihin tarvii?
Apua.
Onko siellä kuva?
Tää. Niinku Adonis. Mies kuin veistos.
Mies kuin veistos.
Mies kuin paistos.
Tarviiks sä Matti kommentaroi?
Joo. Älä ota 3 siihen, että siitä on Matti.
Joo. Otetaan 1.
Ei, 1 ei ole.
Mä käyn juomassa vettä vähän.
Anteeksi, juon vettä. Vastasi Matias. Ylä ja ala. Mitä sä katsot?
Mä toisin siellä mitään fiksua kyllä kommentoida.
Nyt on aikatauluteksti tästä pois, kun me ollaan siitä niinku eri suuntaan. Toimiko tossa? Joo. Up next.
Hei, hei mä laitan sulle mitä siihen pitää laittaa jos sä tilaat.
Joo.
Jos tilaat.
Mikki päähän, niin päästään aloittamaan. Autosivu. Välimalli vasta. Anteeksi, lipsas. Mennään oikein.
Joo.
telkkari.
Ei tässä ole input lagi niinku pelimaratonissa.
Oliko siinä?
Oli. Melkein 7
Täällä ei
freimiä.
ole telkkari varsinaisesti. Se on erittäin.
Siinä oli.
Are we live? Yeah. Yes, we are.
Woo-wee.
Oh, I shouldn't do that probably. Or I could just do this.
So yeah, this is a game about one man's quest to clean up his father's castle.
Exactly.
Ready?
SGU. Can you input anything on this? Can you do an input?
Yeah, I can.
SGU. Of course. SGU. No. Fuck Kuopio. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, whatever. Karskala, remember this one. You're off the team.
Okay, so time starts when I gain control. I'll do a countdown. You guys ready? So 3, 2, 1, and go.
So yeah, this is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, released in '97 if I'm not mistaken, and it's a direct sequel to the PC Engine game Rondo of Blood. And this is basically the ending of Rondo, just like a prologue to the events of the real Symphony of the Night. This is like this is considered along with Super Metroid to be the kind of the beginning of the Metroidvania genre in general, and you could say that this is also like the most probably well-known Castlevania game out of the not including the classic ones. Yeah, this is the one that most people have played, apart from the classics.
So yeah, that's the prologue where we play as Richter, and the basic gist is to just kill Dracula as fast as you can. And now we get to play as Alucard.
Yeah, and fun fact, if you didn't know, Alucard is Dracula backwards. But yeah, you can actually play as Richter as well in this game, and it's an unlockable.
Yeah, you need to clear the game first, so you can input as just Richter.
Yeah.
You can play as him.
This
Dude's made out of glass.
Yeah, he's basically like he's a glass cannon character, and he's closely resembles like a classic Castlevania. It still has the same map layout, but you don't get any items or anything. It's just like classic Castlevania action. And here we have upcoming the Death Skip, which is a sub-pixel perfect trick that lets us skip a room right there.
Yeah, so skipping death lets us keep our stuff, which is really, really overpowered.
Yeah.
Don't fall there, because that's a soft block.
Yeah. Like the stuff Alucard has on right now is the Alucard set, which is like a very high-end game of this.
Yeah, it's the end game gear, basically.
So this means that everything in the first casual part should be like one hit.
Yeah, most enemies are. There's a couple that need a few hits, but it's still really easy.
You don't take any damage, pretty much.
Yeah, no,
at this point.
everything does one hit, like 1 damage bit to you, basically. It's on the second castle where you need to start being careful, but we're playing all bosses, so we're not doing the normal any percent route. The any percent route is pretty dangerous, but all bosses, there's a couple places that can kill you, but most of the route should be like really easy.
And what's actually interesting about this game in general is the fact that it really closely has been built on top of Rondo, because most of the sprite artwork in this game has been copy-pasted, like the enemies, like the knights in the previous room are straight out of Rondo. So
that was the first boss.
But this wasn't supposed to be a massive hit. This was like a side project by Koji Igarashi, and it kind of blew up, even though it wasn't a massive banger seller, but it did get a greatest hits in America at least.
And it kind of became a cult classic.
Yeah, it is the cult classic, even though it didn't sell badly, but. And from that we can actually move on to the fact that we are playing on Live Arcade,
Yeah.
XBLA.
Yeah, we're
Xbox
playing
Live
the XBLA version. This doesn't have any cinematics and virtually 0 loading times.
Yeah. Why it doesn't actually have any cinematics is the fact that originally XBLA had very strict memory constraints, and this was modified to fit that.
Yeah, every game had to be under 100 megabytes.
And that's Maria,
Yeah, well,
also from Rondo of Blood.
and
but
we'll
now,
never see her again.
Yeah, but now in Rondo, she was like a 10-year-old girl, and this was like 7 years after Rondo, and now she's 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something around those numbers. And Maria is also a playable character, but sadly, it's only in the Saturn port
And
of this
the
game.
PSP remake version.
Oh, it is in that one.
Yeah, it's in that one as
that's,
well.
Oh, that actually, yeah, I take it back. It is nice that it actually included in the PSP one. The Dracula X Chronicles, which has...
It's kind of cool that they did that because the Saturn version is really bad.
Yeah, Saturn version was a really, I don't know, rushed, but it's a shoddy port
it's
of
a
the
shoddy
game.
part of the
yeah,
game.
like it has major issues because they really weren't able to convert this to Saturn platform because it was kind of finicky with having two picture processors and everything. But yeah.
There's actually, I'm not sure if the extra area that's in Saturn version is in the PSP version, but there is one like area that isn't in any other version of the game. I'm not entirely sure if that's in the PSP version as well.
And now we're going to fight ourselves.
Yeah, this is the second boss of the castle. So we're pretty much going the intended route right now.
But pretty soon that's going to be thrown straight out the window.
Yep. So that's a boss.
And yeah, that's a boss. What is a boss? A miserable little pile of secrets.
Exactly.
But yeah, like you can see, we mostly do backdashes in this game because it's the fastest movement method at this point in the game. Because we don't have something that will make it even faster, but we will get to that later. And what we just saw there was a wolf crest that we also will be picking up
Yeah, that's the
eventually.
soul of the wolf.
Yeah. That will grant us the ability to transform into a wolf.
And that will allow us to do a skip of the intended route. Like after this, you're supposed to go get the double jump boots. No, not boots, but it's the... I can't remember what that was. It's a relic, but...
Yeah, but it's basically a double jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we grab a garnet, so we can get infinite money later.
Yeah. We are going to be doing some shenanigans with the shop of this game.
Memory values are bad, okay? Oh, that's another drop. That's not nice.
It's quite clear that since we have the Alucard shield, that leather shield is completely and utterly pointless for us.
It's just there to, like, you don't really want props in this game. They just screw up your menuing.
Yeah. Because you will do some you are required, or it's optimal to do very fast menuing in this game. And the menu is like, when you play casually, it's super convoluted for this type of game. For example, if you want to use items, you have to equip them.
And then you have to use them in game.
Yeah, then you use the item, and then it's consumed, and you have nothing in your hand after that.
Yep.
So it is.
It's pretty weird.
It's like only.
Oh, look, this is sub 8. I have no idea what the time is.
It's like. I'll have to say that's probably the only major criticism I have of this game. That was not in.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, that was not intended. You don't actually need health pickups in this run. Well, you could always like take them, but
yeah, they just slow you down.
Yeah, yeah. And
it's a 5-second delay every time you do heart or health pickup.
And you'd have to pick so many of them up that you could actually like be saved from the stuff that can actually kill you, because one of those is not going to do much for you.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that is dangerous is far more dangerous than one health pickup is going to help you.
Basically, the most dangerous. Oh wow.
That's a fierce skeleton right there.
There we go. Okay. We'll do that then. So basically the most deadly enemies in this game are Nova Skeletons. They can completely one-shot Alucard if he doesn't have like hundreds of HP.
Oh yeah, and here we have another boss coming up. These are actually like all the bosses in this game, or at least like 99% of them are familiar to us from other Castlevania games. And
Yeah, they've done that like even after like Rondo started after Rondo they started using the sprites and enemy names much more again. Like you can see the same sprites in Aria of Sorrow and other Castlevania games.
yeah, Aria of Sorrow is like Game Boy Advance, like Symphony of the Night, pretty much.
It's a great game.
Yeah. It is a very good game considering it's a portable conversion of this concept.
Yeah.
I would really recommend it if you can pick it up from anywhere. And also, like I was gonna mention the PSP version of this game. It's not Symphony of the Night. It's Dracula X Chronicles, which is the remake of and it also has Rondo Original and Symphony of the Night. So if you ever get to pick it up, just do it, because you'll get 3 great games for the price of 1.
Yep. I'm gonna have to wait on a bit of mana because I fumbled that book jump.
Yeah, mana actually plays a very important part in the run overall, because the transformations are limited by the mana.
Yeah.
And the stuff we are doing right now, or Aldriel is doing, it's not intended by any means.
That's one of the hardest parts in the run, is getting that book jump.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you have to rely on the enemy placement.
Yeah. You can manipulate the book turning by jumping at like the exact position. Like there's some positions like, and then when you transform back.
Thank you for...
Oh yeah, that's a fairy.
So here, we now have infinite money. Because what we did is we overlapped 2 dialogues together. And then we could open this menu and equip the ring while we are in the sell menu. And then we sell it. So so then the game like freaks out that you're equipped with a ring and then you just sold it. So it gives us 255 of those rings instead of crashing.
And what we just did there, we bought a couple of items, and probably the most important one is the duplicator, which duplicates the item you have on hand. And then the item we have on hand right now is Mana Prism, or probably should have been Mana Prism.
Yeah.
And it gives you mana, and you can spam it right now. So earlier we said that mana is kind of important, but now it is actually... Like without it, this run would be so much slower, because you're gonna rely on your mana a lot, like very soon. Like the next thing we get is the thing that consumes the most mana in the run.
This is what we used like to get the most mana usage.
Mist could pass, and Mist did.
So this is the soul of Bat. It lets us transform into a bat and go fast.
And we use our library card to get back to the library. Right
So
next to the shop.
we don't have to go back like the same route we came up. We can just do this.
And yeah, this is the bat. The bat can do stuff like this. I think the move was called Wing Smash.
Yeah, it's a wing smash.
Yeah, and it's like a 3/4 motion plus input, like a button input.
You need
and
to hold down the A button and then do like a third, like 3/4 of a circle, like from your back to the way you're going. But it's just easier to just do a full circle from up to up.
Yeah. Yeah, that allows us to move insanely quickly. But as you can see, it does consume mana every single time you use it. But fortunately, we have the duplicator with the mana prisms.
Yeah, the mana prism is like, it's a really important part of this run.
Like this run would be probably at least 20 to 30 minutes longer without it.
I don't know if anybody runs glitchless all bosses, because even glitchless is pretty long as an any percent run.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting
And
trolled.
yeah, from that we can talk about the fact that this game is quite broken. Like, the stuff you're doing in all bosses is supposed to take you like probably like plus 10 hours.
Even more, maybe.
Even more. It depends on your Metroidvania skills. But yeah, and any percent is also super long in general. Like you're supposed to fight most of the bosses anyway.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to kill all the bosses. You just need to know which bosses to kill, like
Yeah.
in the second castle to get all the parts of Vlad.
But the important thing is the fact that I completely lost my train of thought there. but yeah,
Like there's some insanely hard bosses that you don't need to kill to like complete the game casually.
yeah. Like there are only like a few ones. Like there are only a few mandatory ones.
There's like, I think it's 4 or 5 parts of Vlad that you need to get.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of kind of optional, but the game is designed in the way that you will bump into them and you have to fight them. Because you probably won't go back if you encounter them. You will feel obliged to kill them. But then there are the quote-unquote hidden bosses, like the Final Fantasy secret mega bosses.
That was a boss.
Yeah, that was a boss, by the way, Griffin. And those bosses are only for the hardcore players and kind of depend on abusing mechanics, even casually, because doing them without the help of some equipment is... I don't even know if it's doable, to be honest. I haven't ever done them kind of legit. Like you can do one of those end optional bosses without the required quotes items, but you can cheese it. But doing it the intended ways, just fighting fairly, is just wow. And good thing to mention about the tricks in this game is that all of them are pretty much pixel perfect or frame perfect. So
that should be it.
This game is super technical. If you would feel like picking it up, be prepared for it. But at least it's an XBLA game. You will have a good vision. You will have good video quality on it. Because I can imagine how shitty this would be with composite signals. Because
yeah, I don't want to imagine.
Yeah, because you couldn't see the clear pixels.
So yeah, what we did there is that the chapel doors are pretty broken, so we kind of changed our coordinates by moving the screen so we spawn under the floor.
That's a boss, by the way.
Yeah, this is a boss too, and that lets us skip like parts of this castle. All rocks didn't like me.
Bosses are supposed to give you level up pretty much every time.
Yeah.
And they always also drop...
they drop
health
or hearts in the first castle.
Yeah, that sound we just heard is the health pickup spawning, but we just don't give no damns because we don't need health. And the one thing to mention is that the PS1 version, which is the original one, is like never played in a speedrun because it's not beneficial in any way, pretty much. And this is an accessible version of the game. Like the PS1 game is literally at least $100 nowadays. Probably.
Yeah, it costs a lot.
Yeah.
And you can do every skip in that we do on the Xbox version, you can do on the PlayStation version, and vice versa. There's a few Japanese 1.0 glitches that you can't do in other games, but you can't chain wing smashes in the 1.0 version, 1.0 version, the Japanese one.
But of course, I think some people might run Maria on Saturn, but
Yeah. Saturn is like, well, it's used to run Maria because there's some things on the PSP version that you can't do on the oh damn it, Saturn version. So here we're trying to clip through the floor here.
Like I said, frame perfect, pixel perfect tricks.
Oh, I was on the right jump frame, but then nope.
Also, a notable thing about this game is the fact that it came out during the early
There we
3D
go.
era, and it's a 2D game. And as you can see, it holds up pretty well.
Yeah, the sprites are like they're
not,
really good quality.
Yeah, it's not like insanely good looking, but it's very good still. And it could have looked probably a lot better if they actually did completely new assets for this game. But considering that some of the graphics are from PC Engine, it's incredible looking for its time. And yeah, there's something going on with this save coffin here. Or
This is not our usual save point.
Yeah, I think we're gonna sleep pretty. We're gonna have a nightmare right now. And if you, well, we don't see it in this version, but if you, like the stuff that's going on here is that Alucard goes into a nightmare that has a succubus and it's doing an illusion of Alucard's mother's death. And if you have seen the Castlevania animated series, it's not a spoiler, it happens in the first 10 minutes. Alucard's mother is like killed.
Burned.
It's burned for being a witch, but
Yep.
basically the gist is that she was actually a good person that did sensible things, but in Middle Ages that just didn't roll.
Yeah.
So the church pretty much like decided, yeah, later, bitch. And by the way, hype, Castlevania second season, October.
Yeah, that's I like the first season myself. Looking forward to the second one. Then we need this one.
And that is also the duplicator in action. You can throw the shurikens.
Yeah.
Like normally you would just have one,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's gone. And this is also a hit, like kind of a, yeah, that I forgot to mention. The moves like wing smash like this, and the up jump or whatever the thing
Gravity
is.
jump.
Yeah, gravity jump. They are like hidden moves, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like the gravity jump and the wing smash. And I'm not. You're supposed to find or buy them. And
Buy
then,
them,
Yeah,
but
and then the game is kind of like, yeah, this is how you do them.
you
But
can't even. I think you can't even buy all of the spells.
you can't. But if you just know the input, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do them from the start if you have enough mana. Like I did a Soul Steel.
I would, yeah, and also, yeah, Soul Steel. It kills every enemy
Everything on the screen.
and gives you health for
Yeah,
it.
it drains health.
It drains health, yeah. This is actually quite a fun, cock block in casuals runs. I mean, not runs, playthroughs. What to do there, how to get into the abandoned
Yeah,
mine.
that took me a while when I
And
played
also
the first
to find the Hydra or whatever, Medusa or what was the boss? I don't even remember.
Scylla.
But like the caverns are, it has two kind of cryptic secrets that are actually mandatory in the game.
Yeah, well, you can skip basically one of them if you know game mechanics. You don't have to get Mail Breaker, but you need to know how to find the ferryman, which we don't need to do. And then there's finding. Oh wow, all the bosses that are in here.
And these are the most
kill.
these are the most annoying enemies in the game, in my opinion. The
Yeah, they are pretty
freaking
annoying.
goblins. And there we had health pickup and maximum heart upgrade, and that might like kind of give us a hint that something is going to happen very soon.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. What do we have here? Wall of flesh.
Yeah, that's
That's a boss.
that was a boss.
That was indeed.
That was Legion and
Yeah, Legion is the
Legion.
real.
The real name of the boss is Legion, but it's called something else in this game, which I can't remember right now. Because I can't remember what his name is in this game.
Yeah, I can't either. But it's.
But in every other game, it's Legion.
I think like the macabre thing about this is that it's supposed to be based on some mythologies and,
Yeah.
and stuff. And I don't really want to know anything more about mythologies that have like those huge.
Yeah, it's
huge
basically
ball of rotting corpses.
Yeah, it's basically a ball of rotting corpses.
Like, Jesus. Castlevania in general has a lot of nice references to different things, even real life people like Elizabeth Bathory,
Yeah,
and well, of course, Dracula is based on a real person,
yeah.
and yeah. Do we actually have Carmela in this game?
No.
Yeah, Carmela is actually a kind of a stable boss in Castlevania, but we don't see her in this game. And if you have played like Castlevania 2, Carmilla is the huge mask of a woman.
So there we did Richter skip.
Yeah, this is the end of the game, quote unquote. Like,
Yeah, that's
this
the
is
band ending.
This could be the end of bad end, which is what happens when you fight Richter at the tower, the clock.
Yeah.
Not the is that the clock? No.
That's Dracula's.
Yeah,
chambers.
Dracula's like room, whatever,
Oh,
bedroom.
wow.
Let's say bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richter is. Yeah, we could mention also the fact that Richter is supposed to have taken Castlevania for himself, and his motives are kind of unknown.
He wants to resurrect Dracula so he could fight him forever, basically. That's what he says in the dialogue.
Yeah,
but
that's what we find out later.
If you fight Richter there with the bad ending, that's what he tells you. That
Yeah, and Maria
so he
is.
can keep the fight going on forever.
Yeah, Maria is in the castle looking for Richter because Richter saved Maria in Rondo of Blood, and well, yeah, but it actually. What happened was that Richter has been put under a spell.
Yeah, he's
By,
being controlled by
a
Shaft.
for now unknown guy that we will see eventually. And yeah, now we are in the inverted castle, which is very nice and also kind of confusing.
It's got
part of
one
the game.
extra room compared to the other castle,
Yeah,
but it's just like every single map turned on its head from the first castle.
yeah, and this is where the game has 200. Was it 200
200.6.
points? Yeah, 0.6% maximum. And the original, yeah, like you said, the original map or the castle is 100%, and the other is 106, 100.6 or whatever it was. But yeah, now the inverted castle is a lot more difficult than the original one.
Yeah, everything does quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, and the bosses are harder. They have more health, at least, not necessarily hard per se, because this game has probably too many bosses for its own good, because most of them are just kind of like dummies. They just take damage like a truck, and
Yeah.
that's it. You just have to sort of outlast them, pretty much. So there are no memorable, well, no, there are some memorable, but most of them are really like, even casually, they are really lackluster. And how many bosses were there in this game overall?
I can't remember.
Like it's
Probably like 20.
Yeah, over 20, something like that.
And like, most of the bosses are just like, you don't need to kill them.
Yeah. But since this is all bosses, we are going to kill them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
So here is a Nova Skeleton that I killed because they are deadly. They can one-shot me
Yeah,
when I have
those
188
are.
health.
Yeah, those are very dangerous.
Oh, I lost my... Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, you switched your item by accident.
This is gonna be bad.
Yeah, this is actually quite. The item you picked up is quite bad.
Yeah, that's
It's
useless.
like it's completely useless
Come
even
on.
casually.
I can't remember where I can... Well, I guess we're doing him without one then. Oh well.
You had the dagger, right? Or which item did you have?
I had the clock.
Oh yeah, clock. Yeah.
I wonder if his actually has one. Nope. This one? Nope. Okay, we're
Looking
doing
for
it.
the clock right now.
We're just doing him without one then.
What time is it? Oh wait, who is this guy?
So yeah, this sucks.
That's another item that's actually quite good. The one that the mirror Dracula, Alucard
So
throws.
this is the only boss that gets affected by time stop by using the clock sub weapon, and he just freezes on his tracks, and you can do like tons of damage on him when you freeze him. But I lost my clock somewhere by accident, so we had to fight him like that. And these guys can kill me too. They've got pretty busted hitboxes too. We don't really need the clock anymore, so it's not that bad. It's just that
Yeah, it would have been nice.
doing
for
the doppelganger fight is pretty... It consumes a lot of time if you don't have time stop.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have for that. Now it's really... Well, yeah, this is the guy, also called Death, that was supposed to steal our stuff, but
We skipped him.
since we remember that he was trying to steal our stuff, we still kill him because he was trying to be a jerk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is one place where the clock is actually really useful too.
And where we're heading right now is the area that has the probably the most difficult boss of the game.
Yeah, easily.
Like, well, less said the better before we arrive. But it is actually quite, it is quite impressive.
Yeah,
It really feels like a boss.
yeah, he's actually, like, even in this run, he can kill me. If I mess up, he'll kill me. And I don't have a choice there.
Yeah, shout out to the cute witches here. Best sprite in the game.
Oh wow.
You'd kind of want to avoid getting level ups because they are kind of pointless and, well, they take time because you have to stop.
Yeah, it's always a 5-second stop.
And
there.
you have to like do everything again. You have to do wing smash again, etc.
Yeah, if you're in the middle of a wing smash input and you get a level up.
But yeah, this is Galamoth. You can just see how much damage he takes. Other bosses die in like 1 second. This guy has like insane amount of HP
Yeah, he has a ton.
compared to the other guys.
That shield does 255 damage or 225 damage in 1 second. So he has a lot of health.
Yeah. Like if we did him kind of intended way, that would be worth a clap. But well, this is still kind of, well, we are cheating since we have the best items in the game still. So,
Well, you could have these items by the time you go to Galamoth.
well, yeah, that's true. But you could, but if you don't have that one item that you used, which is the Alucard shield, that boss would be insanely hard.
Yeah.
Other item that you could use against him, barrel circle.
Barrel circlet
Yeah, which-
negates lightning damage.
Yeah, you don't take like the point of Galamoth is the fact that he spams lightning and it's impossible to dodge it completely.
Yep.
Like you will have to take damage eventually probably, but and also the fact that he has so much HP. Like even with every single health pickup in the game, it's not free.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, Alucard's shield is just okay.
So here we go to the next boss, which is Medusa.
Yeah, you can see how fast that was.
So these, like, gravity boots make climbing pretty easy because you can go really fast upwards, but we don't get them in any percent because it takes a lot of time to actually get it compared to that we can just like go without them. It doesn't save that much time in any percent, but it saves a lot of time in this run. So this is Akmodan.
Oh, by the way, a fun fact: if you are familiar with Kid Dracula or Akumatsu's special Boku Drakurakun, Galamoth is the main antagonist of that game series.
Yeah, that's actually
but he looks kind of different in that one, for obvious reasons.
Oh wow. So these inputs for Wing Smash and all the spells are pretty precise. If you don't do them exactly correctly, it'll just untransform you. Oh, that was too early untransform.
Yeah, as a speed game, this game has one of the most important things to most runners, and it's the fact that it's non-stop action pretty much all the time. But then again, it's also quite taxing because since you have to do the wing smashes all the time, it does get kind of redundant, and you have to focus for a very long time doing a very simple thing. And this is actually a cool boss of the game. This is you're fighting the Castlevania 3 main characters.
Yep.
Trevor, Sypha, and Grant.
Grant Dynasty.
Yeah.
Best name in all Castlevania.
We will have to see if we'll see him in Season 2 of Castlevania animated series. But yeah, those were basically characters from the show, Netflix show.
Ow! These guys are being... I don't have the clock, so I'll just do this because this is a lot easier.
And like the main point of the boss is the fact that Alucard is also part of the Castlevania 3 character roster.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, yeah, you're going to have to kill your friends.
Then they
Even though in the game it's impossible to have 4 of them all gathered. And this is a nice boss. Talking about rotting corpses.
Yeah.
That's a one rotting corpse right there.
That was actually the last boss we killed before Shaft and Drag. Now, the way you're supposed to do this is that you kill the bosses that drop parts of Lad, and then you pick up the parts, and then you go to the clock room in the middle of the castle, and that opens the secret way into Dracula's chamber. But since we didn't pick up any parts, we're going to have to find our own way in.
Yeah, because waiting for those parts is just no.
Yeah, it
no
takes
way.
a long time.
No way.
So we do this.
We summoned naked girls on clouds and wings. And now we are playing these knights over here.
Yeah.
Or are we? Oh,
We're
wait,
actually in the
we're not.
ceiling.
Yeah, you are actually in the ceiling. And yeah, this is a part of the game that we skip because we could do Richter skip. But if Richter skip wasn't possible, you'd have to come here to be able to get an item that gives you a vision of the.
Yeah, you need the like
illusion.
in the first castle. You need to gather the silver ring and the gold ring, and then go visit Maria in this chamber, and she gives you the holy glasses.
And the holy glasses like reveal that Richter is under a spell and not actually Richter. And yeah, that was a boss. That's the guy who's really trying to resurrect Dracula.
Yeah.
Shaft, not the movie character. Shaft.
So this is the last boss, and time ends on killing hit.
This is the big D. Dracula, La Dracula Tepesh. And like we've grown to expect, it
Oh
doesn't
wow! Shield Rod spell ran out.
it doesn't take too much time.
Time.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother no more. How?
So that was
I don't think we mentioned, but yeah, Alucard is Dracula's son.
yeah. He's Dracula's son.
Yeah, Alucard is the son of Dracula and Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa was a human who was killed for being a witch, and that makes Alucard a half vampire. So basically, he has every single good thing about being a vampire except being a bloodthirsty asshole.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I'd like to give shout-outs to a few people that run Castlevania. Like, well, there's the glitch hunting community at World Beyond Walls and people over there, and then Talic Zealot, Turbo Dog, and Metago. Those are the guys that have pushed me, like, running any percent of this game, and they're really great. And we have a Discord if you want to join running Castlevania. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was a really nice run. No major hiccups.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Thank you.